Now coming to the fifth one, accounting entity concept. Now this is again one of the very important concepts. According to entity concept, business is considered separate and distinct from the owners of the enterprise, which means if you own a business entity, then that entity and you are two different persons. From this, the concept of drawings arised. I told you while explaining what is drawings, I told you that this concept arises from the concept called accounting entity. Now let me just explain you a bit further that since you and your business are two different persons, so while you are taking or withdrawing the money or goods from the business for your personal use, then it becomes a loan. That is, you are taking a certain amount of loan from your business. That is why drawings is an expense for the business entity, because here you and your business are two different persons. Then the next one is money measurement. See, money is what money does, which means it is the medium of exchange. It provides a uniform way to measure the value of goods and services. Now see, all the goods and services rendered by the business should be and must be capable of expressing themselves in financial terms or monetary terms, because accounting deals with the transactions. I hope you remember, and transactions are the events financial in nature. So money measurement concept is very important. Now the seventh one is accounting period. It is the period for which a business unit prepares its account. This concept arises from the going concern concept. The accounting period concept requires that the lifespan of the business unit should be segregated into equal parts. Now see, as I told you in the first video about the going concern concept, now that is the reason that this concept arises, accounting period concept, which means suppose a business is working for say 10 years. Okay, now the business should have 10 separate accounting period. It may be financial year, which means April to March next year, or it may be the calendar year, which is January to December. It may be either or, but there should be a particular accounting period. Now comes full disclosure. Disclosure is an accounting principle that requires full disclosure of all material matters affecting the financial statements. This means that all the financial matters within the business should be capable of full disclosure. That means there will be no hidden terms, there will be no hidden transactions. Each and everything should be clear and transparent. Coming to the next one, materiality. It implies significance, substance, importance and consequence. The materiality concept permits other concepts to be ignored if the effects are not considered material. Which means, see, material is primarily related to relevance. This concept deals with the relative importance of economic data. Now, in the accounting sense, an item is recorded only when it is considered to be useful or important to the user of a financial statement. Thus, accountants do not record those kind of transactions which are insignificant or irrelevant. That is why this term arises, materiality. Now the next one comes prudence. See, prudence is a basic accounting concept which requires that the assets and profits should not be overstated and revenue never anticipated at the time when the final accounts are prepared. Okay, revenue can only be recorded in the books of accounts when there is a reasonable certainty about its realization. At the same time, provision must be made for all possible liabilities, like provision for tax, provision for depreciation, this kind. Now, it is not important whether the amount of liability is known. Okay, it is important to maintain a certain amount for its as it provision, because in future if you need, then you can use that money. under this concept, a very popular line is there, that recognize all the losses and anticipate no gains, which means you have to recognize all the losses that you are going to face, that you may face in the business activities, but you should not anticipate any gains unless and otherwise they are actually realized. Now the next one is historical cost concept. This refers to the cost at the time of acquisition. I told you that it is one of the limitations of accounting that it is historical in nature. This means accountants record the price of any asset as its original price. Suppose you purchased a machinery for rupees 10,000. Now you have to show it in your balance sheet on the asset side. Now you will show as machinery account 10,000 on the first year. Second year also you have to show it as machinery account, again its original price, and you have to reduce the value of the machinery by showing depreciation. Now the concept of depreciation will be illustrated further in the next chapters when you will be learning depreciation, but for just now, just know that depreciation is the wear and tear of any fixed asset. You are using an asset for years after years, so there will be a decrease in value. So this implies depreciation. The next one is dual aspect, which is basically the double entry system. It gives you the basis for double entry system, that each and every transaction will have double effect. And I told you accounting equation is a concept arising from dual aspect. Okay, we will do sums based on accounting equation in next chapter, chapter 3. The next one is revenue recognition. According to this concept, revenue should be brought into account only when it is actually realized. Okay, this is again same like the prudence concept. The next one is matching concept. See, matching concept is an essential part of accrual accounting. It provides the basis for accrual accounting. Here what happens, for a certain period of time, suppose 6 months, all the expenses that are incurred should be matched with all the revenues that are earned. This is what matching concept actually means.